gonna do today is just some scrap wood that I had in my garage, and we're gonna make some Easter bunnies. So I'm so ready for spring. We made this one a couple days ago on my page with a vintage gravy boat. So this is, I love rustic and primitive kind of stuff. This one is just super easy. You can make it any size you want, any shape you want. This one has a hole in the center of it. I had intended to use it for something else, and now I'm gonna use it to make some Easter bunnies. So we're gonna do a big and a small version. The only thing I've done ahead of time, I have painted it. So I painted 2 coats of white, and I used a chip brush. That way it's a little more rustic and it's not smooth. So a chip brush is great for that. That automatically gives it a rustic look. Hey, Cindy from Roseville, welcome. So let's see, the first thing we're gonna do, so I've got his little nose. They're little hearts, and they are already painted yellow because I was gonna use them for something else, and now I've changed my mind. I do that a lot, but I had made a bunch ahead of time, I think for scarecrows. So I'm gonna paint them pink, and then we're gonna glitter them. So, ooh, this paint's getting all to go. Hey, Marquita, how you doing? I'm gonna put a little paint down on the bottom just to hold it. I probably should have brought you closer so you can see what I'm doing, but I'm painting a heart. And while the paint is still wet, I'm gonna put some glitter on it. Welcome everybody. We have a busy day today. I have a Zoom call, another live for some decoupage paper on their page. And then we're gonna deliver a hutch. Slowly clearing my house out. Okay. So, I was debating on using my Valentine glitter. This has some pink hearts in it, or if I just want some fine glitter. And I think this one's already open. Let's just go for the hearts. I'm covering these. Okay, I'm gonna let those dry for a minute. Well, hello, thank you. I'm not sure if that's Angie or Jimmy Lou. So, the eyes you could easily draw on, but I'm thinking I'm gonna use some buttons. I'm gonna use some buttons for the eyes. And let's just lay it out, kind of where I want it. The little heart will be his nose, and I'm gonna use some wire. So let's get that into place. I don't know where I got these, but I got this big bag of, it's already curly cued wire. I think you can, there. So I love using these for pumpkins and for scarecrows and bunny rabbits. So I'm just figuring out how wide I want it. And I think we're gonna do right about there. Ugh. Howdy ho, Miss Judy. I pinned your comment. Actually, that one would be perfect for the other one. I pinned your page in the comment. So this, I'm gonna flatten out the center. Maybe. If my hands will cooperate. Maybe not. So let's glue. Just want to make sure I'm center with this hole. We're going to glue his eyes on. And I want them kind of close together. I think that would be totally cute. Then I'm going to put some glue where I want the nose. And I'm going to do pretty thick. This wire is thick. I'm going to hold that in place. Now, Let me get all the glitter off. I'm gonna glue his nose upside down. The hearts. Hey, Miss Tina. It's gonna be an upside down heart for his nose. And I'm just putting that on top of the wire. You don't need the wire. You could draw whiskers on if you wanted to. I'll hold it up as soon as it's all dry. And then let's make a cute little mouth. I'm gonna use alcohol markers. These have a fine tip. My friend Miss Tina sent them to me, and a thick tip. Let's do the fine tip. Thank you, Miss Jackie. So. Just 2 upside down W's. That's what we have so far. I haven't painted the bottom yet. And I think I have these other buttons. They're like little white dots. I think I want to put those inside the black. Take this wire off. They are awesome. I love them. This is a very tiny button, so I'm going to glue my big button rather than getting glue on myself. Hey, Miss Cindy Lou. That just helps make his eyes a little more three-dimensional. Let's see if I can get this one off. I had elbow surgery about a month ago, and my hands and arms still aren't working 100%. Hey, Miss Tanya, welcome. Okay. So while this one's drying, before we get to his ears, let's do the little one also. So for this one, this is just probably a 2x3 or a 3x3. I like this little notch in it. I have no idea what we were using this for, but I thought that's perfect. I am going to use this side. And I've got these little buttons. These are little fabric colored buttons. I kind of want to offset these. So we're going to do one here. And one just a tad higher. I think that gives them character. Then I have the same little wire, the extra piece. We'll glue that on. I'm just making a big pool of hot glue, and I'm using the Surebonder glue. So really once that dries, and I'm gonna roll it in there. And we'll take his little nose, or her little nose. Get all that glitter off. Oh, that's so cute. I don't know if I put enough glue on the wire. Let me hold it for a second so it doesn't fall off. Thanks guys for joining on this Wednesday. Now let's add a little bit more. Okay. Now I'm gonna probably do the same kind of mouth. Just 2 U's right next to each other. Oh, that's so cute. These might not make it to my booth. Make sure. There's the smaller one. My lights are really bright. Oops. Okay. We're gonna set that, let that glue dry. So for this one, he's dry. So we've got that so far. So you don't have to have the hole in it, but I'm gonna take advantage of it while I have it. I'm thinking for his ears. I have this ribbon I got at Hobby Lobby. It's 2.5 inches wide and it is not wired. So it will be kind of floppy, but if I pinch them together, let's glue that. I'm gonna glue it together. I'm burning myself. Let's figure out how tall we want these. Now I'm just kind of folding them to go forward. I'm gonna cut it at an angle. And I'm gonna cut this one kind of at an angle too. I don't care if they're not exact. I think that makes them perfect. So before I put these on though, I want to paint the inside of them pink. And for that, I'm going to use my alcohol marker also. But I'm actually going to trim this just a little bit so they're at least the same height. So I'm going to use the alcohol marker, probably the whiter one. Let's see if that shows up. Oh, that's so cute. I'll hold it up in just a second because, oh, it is showing up. I can see it. I can see it. So I'm thinking just like a long oval. And I want it pretty pink. And then I'm just rounding off the top and the bottom. That's cute. I love springtime. I love all the soft colors. And I think Easter's pretty late this year. I think it's in April, if I remember right. Thanks, Miss Jackie. Okay, that looks about even. So all I've done so far is glued the two together. This one happened to pinch over and it already glued before it dried. So now I'm just pinching it in the back. So it's almost like a little fold right there. And I'm gonna glue that together. And then, see, that's why you don't need the hole. I'm going to take advantage of it and I'm going to fill that with glue and then shove the ribbon down in it. So before it dries, I'll make sure my ribbon is spread out how I want it. And then I'm going to tack it to the top of this also. Just a couple little dots of glue. Oh, he's so cute. I love his floppy ears. Okay. But, oops, one's not dry. I think she needs a ribbon. Wait for this to dry so that I know how it looks. So I want to stick a ribbon right in there. But do we want, I brought, this is one of those things you can buy at Michael's. It's just a whole bunch of different types. They have them seasonal. Like this is the spring one I got last year. Thank you, Miss Tina. I have a Christmas one. These are nice and small. I was thinking for him, but for this one, let's see if I can do a regular bow. If I can't, we're gonna do a messy bow. I am not good with bows at all. Let's see. Let's see how this one could be. Oh, well, this one might. I think I just surprised myself. Let me tighten it up. Make sure I am even. Oh, that's cute. It's a little bit over the top, but I do like that. So I think, okay, now let's twist this around and tighten it back up. So now I want these a little bit shorter and right about there. I think that's gonna be cute, but I think we need, maybe I need to put it up a little higher. Right there is good, but then her face is covered. But let's get it on, and then I can tack down the tails or I can cut them. Thanks, Miss Tina. I appreciate you. So we could, oops, it's not all the way dry yet. I'll just hold it for a second and stop being so impatient. Fluff my bow out. I don't know, I'm thinking that's pretty cute just like it is. But I have another, I bought a huge box of buttons at a yard sale, and there are so many cute ones in there. These are like little pastel green flowers. I was thinking to go right in the middle of that bow, but there was a little bunny that caught my eye last night when I was looking. It's a tiny little bunny button. I think that would be cuter. Or I think this one's gonna be cuter. Let's dot some glue on that and put our little bunny button right there. Oh, I love that. Welcome from Arkansas. Yes, buttons and bows, and I mean, that's just cute just to sit on a shelf. You can put it in your tiered tray. This literally cost me nothing because I had everything here. So I love that. But these are going to be little fillers in my booth. Okay, let's move that one up. And then our little one. So for him, I'm using a craft stick that I painted white and I cut in half. That's going to be his ears. Here's one of them. I used the same pink alcohol marker just to color the inside. I didn't even cut his ears straight. But that's okay. When I glue them on, we can make them straight. Thank you, Miss Jackie. You know, using bigger pieces of wood, like even a 2x4, make a tall, medium, and small. Oh, the ideas I have in my head. We had a huge, it's a 4x4 piece in the garage. And I think my husband's using that for something else, but he almost lost it last night. He was gonna have to go buy another one. Okay, so I'm going to dab a little bit of glue on the back. And I don't want these straight up and down. I kind of want a little character to them. So I'm going to make them a little crooked. Hey, Miss Jerry, welcome. And another one. I think we're going to make this just a little taller. There. I like that. Now, his ears are smaller on this one, so I'm thinking something tiny. A tiny, thin little bow. Let's see. A twine bow, maybe? Maybe? Or a messy bow. Let's see. What do we have? This purple is kind of cute. Purple and pink. No. And some green. Thanks, Miss Leslie. Welcome. I've kind of picked through this bunch and got most of the pink last year. So I've got a lot of greens and blues and peaches left. So, whoops. I think, though, we could use some twine and this purple and pink. Let's try and make a bow, a tiny bow. With all three of these colors. Let's see how that looks. Thank you, Miss Tanya. I appreciate that. So I haven't cut anything yet, so I can totally decide. That's almost too big, too much. I think that's too much. Let's take out the purple. Maybe try just the two. Oops. I'll get good at bows someday. Usually 99% of the time everything has a messy bow just because it's easier and I think it looks better. But I'm pretty proud of this bow right here. Plus, I still don't have the arm strength after my elbow surgery that I used to. Okay, let's see how that. It's not bad. Oh, that's cuter. Okay, we're gonna put it on one ear instead of in the center. But, oh, hold on, I have an idea. Let me trim this. That's too long. Let me trim this again. Okay, I have an idea. Spanish moss automatically makes everything rustic. I'm gonna kind of wad up just a small pinch and I'm gonna put it right in the top. Kind of fill in that hole. And then I think we're gonna, so we've got that so far. I want to put the bow just on the one ear. I think that's cuter. And we'll put it on the top ear, the taller one. At maybe just a little bit of an angle. Oh, I like that. I think she's cute. So they're both hers. I didn't make any boys. So that's just a cute little tiered tray. Put on your shelf, put on a tray. I also brought over their little tails. And I thought maybe the bigger one I'd embellish. I got these at the Dollar Tree last year. Or the sparkly eggs. I was thinking if I didn't have a button, putting a little egg there. She might have room to add one to the top, but for their little bunny butts on the back, just in case you can kind of see it from the side. So I've got these little pom-poms for the little one, and then I've got the big pom-pom for the big one. So I'm gonna just a dab of glue. Thank you, Miss Tanya. Oh, that's so cute. Probably I'll paint the back side, the ears. They're unfinished, but that's cute. And then a big one for the big one. Fluff that out just a tad. Make sure it's sticking. I like that. That way if you see it anywhere around, you know, or you could make it double-sided and you could paint the back side of the ribbon also and just do another cute face on the back side. But I think she's cute. Oh, I have glitter. Glitter in her whiskers. You know, flat wire, just cut a couple pieces of wire and you can curl them yourself. You could easily just draw on a couple whiskers. These alcohol markers work great over paint. On fabric, I've used them on stencils. We used them, I think, yesterday on fabric to make some little Valentine heart. This is not wired ribbon. You could also glue from the back, and that will help the ears stand up taller. I kind of want them to lay and flop. I don't want them to stand up straight. You could also glue a shish kebab stick on the back. That would be pretty awesome.